Alright, what we're here to talk about today is pyxbo India and how you make money with this program. Now, pyxbo has been around for a couple of years. They recently formed a new company, a subsidiary company, pyxbo India. Don't let that fool you. It's still a global opportunity, but by forming pyxbo India, they actually opened up some additional doors to be able to do business legally in India as well as the rest of the world. pyxbo India also utilizes a different compensation plan than the original pyxbo company, which uses power ladders. pyxbo India uses the P149 hybrid matrix compensation plan. For the most part, the pyxbo P149 hybrid matrix plan utilizes a 2x3 true follow me matrix. Now, these revolves around our four primary products: the Explorer, the Compass, the Horizon, and the Navigator. Each one of these has their own separate individual matrices. The Explorer is unique. It's actually a feeder program. You only go through this one time. You purchase the Explorer product for $149 in addition to your $50 associate fee, and that's going to enter you into a 2x2 matrix. This is really meant for people to use as a startup to get themselves work their way into the Compass matrix. When you complete that 2x2 matrix, which you can see another video on how that works later, then you're going to actually get the Compass product provided for you. You've earned that product. You're going to get entered into the Compass matrix, and you're going to get $76 back in cash. So you already get half of your money back, and you've earned the Compass product, and now you're in the Compass matrix. It's a one-time through. You don't get re-entered into that Explorer over and over again. It's one time through. So I actually don't have an Explorer matrix to show you because I'm not in one. Okay. What I'm going to show you though is my actual back office here. Now keep in mind, this company, these matrices, we've only had them active for 2 weeks. I don't have a whole lot of history to show you, but it'll suffice to show you how the compensation plan does work. Now you have the opportunity to start at any level you want. You can start it right off at the Compass matrix. That's a $299 purchase. Okay, you can start off at the Compass and the Horizon, $299 for your Compass product, $750 for your Horizon product, or you can start off at all three, which is $299 for the Compass, $750 for the Horizon, and $2,250 for the Navigator. You can start at any one of these. You don't have to be in the Compass to be in the Horizon. You don't have to be in the Horizon to be in the Navigator. To me, it makes sense to start off at least the Compass level and get into all three of them as fast as you can, because you're going to earn these commissions over and over again in all three matrices. $1,000 commissions for the Compass, $2,500 for the Horizon, and $10,000 for the Navigator. Now, in addition to those commission cycle payments, you're also going to earn sponsorship bonuses. What that means is everybody that's in your first 6 generations of your business, you're going to earn money every time they earn money. And what I mean by 6 generations, everybody I sponsor, they're on my first generation. The people they sponsor, that's their second generation. The people they sponsor, that's my third generation, on down to 6 generations. So anytime, for example, at the Compass level, anytime anybody in those first 6 generations earns a Compass payment of $1,000, I'm also going to get paid $50. Okay. Anybody in those first 6 levels. At the Horizon, anybody in those first 6 generations cycles a Horizon matrix, they make their $2,500, I'm going to get $150. Okay. The Navigator, anytime anybody in those 6 generations cycles a Navigator, they're going to get $10,000, I'm going to get $500. So that's actually 6 people are going to get paid that additional $500. Very powerful. That's, you'll actually make more money off of the sponsorship bonuses than you will off of your own cycles. Okay, let's start off by looking at the Compass matrix. And you see here, this is my actual live back office. And once again, remember, it's only been 2 weeks here that we've been working with these matrices. And you can see that it says right on there, times cycled 4, which means I've cycled 4 Compass matrix to this point. But let's go ahead and take a look at my currently active Compass matrix. Once you're in the Compass matrices, you always have an active 2x3 matrix. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and look at my currently active matrix. And you can see that there's color coding in here and a legend for what the different positions are. My position, 30K Cookbook, that's my username, is in blue. Okay, and underneath that in a kind of olive color, you'll see R. Havel. That he's directly sponsored by me. My name is below the date that he entered here, and that's in olive drab green. Empty positions, they're kind of an off-white color, and indirect sales, which we'll see here shortly what those are. Okay, now you can see this is a brand new matrix. There's one person on it. When this matrix is filled, I'm going to cycle. I make $1,000. I'll get re-entered into the matrix again underneath my sponsor so that I'll always have an active matrix. Now, the people I sponsor at this point that purchase the Compass program, they're going to get entered into the first available position on this matrix because this is my 2x3 matrix. Right now, that's the one directly underneath my position on the right-hand side. Now, I'm not the only one working to fill these spots. Okay, obviously, you see me at the top of this, but I'm actually below somebody else. I'm in my sponsor's matrix, so there's somebody above me, and these two positions below them are part of their matrix. Okay, that's part of their level of 4, and the ones below that is my level with 4 positions. That's half of their level of 8. So I'm not the only one working to fill these positions, but whenever I sponsor somebody, they're going to take my first available position. R. Havel also is now working to fill positions that are part of my matrix because they're at the beginning of their matrix. Below them, that's their first 2 positions. Okay, and below that, you see their level of 4. What you don't see as it continues down, there's another row in their matrix of 8. But anybody that R. Havel sponsors is going to fall underneath them in this matrix. Okay, they're not going to fall into my first empty position. They're going to fall into theirs. So we're each working to fill these positions. Okay. Let's see how that worked out for the first few matrices. And once again, this has only been 2 weeks of live operation with Pyxism India and using these matrices. So this was the very first matrix. It's a completed matrix, my very first one. And underneath that, my position, you see to be free TT2 on one side and be powerful on the other. Both of these people were sponsored by me. You can tell by the color and also the fact that my username is underneath them. Now, if you look under to be free TT2, you see that the positions under there are pink. Okay, what that means is they're indirect. They're in my matrix, but I didn't make the sale. Okay, they're just filling the positions in my matrix. It's a compensation sharing plan is what we really have here. So to be free sponsored 17 Prosper 1 and Pyxism Elite. So they were placed directly under him. They're part of his matrix. They just happen to fill positions in mine as well. And then 17 Prosper 1 sponsored 17 Basil 01. That went under them. Okay, next to them you see a Golden Ray, but that person was actually sponsored by TB Free TT2. It fills a position in 17 Prosper 1. It fills a position for To Be Free's matrix, and it fills one of the positions in mine. Okay, Pyxism Elite sponsored a couple of people. They fell under them. Once again, filling a position in my matrix, filling a position in Pyxism Elite, and in To Be Free TT2. Totally a team effort. And on the other side, Be Powerful was sponsored by me, and underneath him is Hawkbiz, who was also sponsored by me. Okay, filled the first empty position in my matrix. All right, and then Be Powerful, the one sponsored Dr. Doer here. Okay, and you can see that it's in pink, and underneath it says Be Powerful 1. That was the first empty position at the time he sponsored that person, so they fell into his first empty position in his matrix. Once again, filling a position in mine. Okay, so let's remember here, I want to show you where this person ends up again, and we'll go look at Hawkbiz, another person I sponsored. We'll follow them through as well. Okay, so this matrix was completed, so I obviously cycled off of there. I don't have an active matrix. I get re-entered in underneath my sponsor. You get paid your $1,000 at the Compass level, $1,000, and your sponsors get their $50 bonuses. But you start with a new matrix. So this is the second matrix. Okay, once again, I have 2 people that I sponsored underneath me. Okay, and then you see some pinks over here that were sponsored by the person that came in underneath me here on the right hand side. Once again, you can see this was just a team effort of different people filling the different positions. Okay, at the very bottom of this row, we see right here To Be Free TT2. Okay, remember them from the very first matrix. Well, they completed their 2x3 matrix, got paid, get re-entered into my matrix. I'm their sponsor. They're going to follow me. They go into the very first empty position. At that time, when that person cycled, this was the very first empty position. So that's where they got entered. Back into my matrix, filling another spot for me. Okay, so once this matrix is complete, once again, you get re-entered underneath your sponsor, and you start another matrix. Okay, so this would be the third matrix at this point, and you can see that some of the people under here, these people are all sponsored by me, but what you find out is a lot of them are people like HawkBiz. Okay, we remember him from the very first 2x3 matrix. He completed his matrix, got re-entered into my matrix. Some of these people were brand new. They were brand new and sponsored. This is the first time they were entered into the matrix. Others followed me from previous matrix. So it's a combination of brand new people you sponsor, people that have completed a matrix and follow you into the matrix again, and anybody that they sponsor. So the teamwork aspect. So once again, this matrix gets completed and I start another one. Okay, now so we've completed 3 matrices at this point, and we see 30K cookbook once again. And started another matrix and another round of people that either I sponsored or that they sponsored, teamwork effort, and filled that matrix. So that one gets completed, cycle, you get your $1,000 and start a new one, and that's how we end up here with a brand new matrix and one more person who just came in underneath that. All right, so that's the compass matrix. Okay. Now all of the matrices, the horizon, the navigator, and the compass, they work exactly the same. They're separate matrices because you don't have to participate in any of them, in all of them. You can sit here and cycle over and over again at just the compass level, making your $1,000. Or you can take at any time, right off the bat, you can purchase the Horizon product for $750. You can go into your back office and say, hey, out of my commissions, I want $750 to now put me into the Horizon matrix as well, because I want to earn those $2,500 commissions as well. Okay, so let's look at that. It works basically exactly the same way, right? You see, here's my currently active matrix. I have at this point, you see 5 empty positions. 5 empty positions. And once again, when I sponsor somebody, it takes the very first available position. But you see here, C. Dorval came in at the horizon level and brought in 2 people. Those 2 people fell into his matrix. They're filling his matrix. It happens to fill mine, but it's not filling the very first position. They're going to follow him. It's a true follow me matrix. Okay, so once these other 5 positions are filled, I'll make another $2,500 in cash. I'll get re-entered into my sponsor's matrix. So I'll always have an active matrix. Okay, and we can see that this has already happened a couple of times in these first couple of weeks we've been doing this. My very first position, you'll see some of these names are very familiar. To Be Free, TT2, they were in the compass. Be Powerful in the compass, right? 17 Prosper 1, Pyxism Elite, 17, pretty much everyone you see here, this is identical to the very first Compass Matrix. Why? Because these people came in both Compass and Horizon, maybe Compass, Horizon, and Navigator. They're in multiple matrices. So they're earning those $1,000 commissions. They're earning those $2,500 commissions as well. Okay, so when this matrix was completed, $2,500 in cash is what that's worth. Just open up a brand new matrix, and once again, you'll see a lot of the same people you've seen before in this matrix as well. And that's because they've either purchased the Horizon right off the bat, or they earned some commissions off of the Compass and worked their way into the Horizon. Once again, team effort here. It's not just all my people, it's some others here that filled that matrix for another $2,500, and then you open up the current one with 5 more positions. As soon as those 5 are filled, I make $2,500 in cash. Now, the reason they call this a hybrid matrix, okay, is that when you get to this position, actually, I'm one short of having half the bottom rail filled. Okay. Once there's just 4 empty positions left on this matrix, then you can actually request half of your payment. All right, so I haven't completed the matrix, but if I fill up this last position, I have 4 positions filled, I can say, hey, I want half of my $2,500 now, because I could really use the money now. When those other 4 positions do get filled, I'll get the other half. So really, that's the hybrid part of it, is you don't actually have to complete the entire matrix to get some of the money right up front. Okay, so the navigator matrix here works pretty much the same way, right? The only difference is that it is a $10,000 payout. Okay, and you can see here that, remember, this has only been active for 2 weeks, but there's 3 empty positions here. So this is my navigator matrix. I have 3 empty positions. As soon as those get filled, I'm going to earn $10,000. Now I can sponsor the people that come in here. They can be people that re-entered from a previous matrix, or they can be sponsored by either Norma Santos, C. Holland, Home Biz for You. Any of those people can sponsor, including me, any of those 3 people. Okay, so once those 3 positions are filled, I make $10,000 in cash. Now, remember, the big power in this compensation plan is actually in those sponsorship bonuses. Yeah, you can make a lot of money here. You've seen 4 cycles at the Compass, that's $4,000. Another 2 cycles at the Horizon, that's another $5,000 total. And then this Navigator is almost completed. That's another $10,000. That's almost $20,000. But I tell you, the real money here is in those sponsorship bonuses that go 6 levels deep, which you can watch a video on how that exactly works out as well. Okay, so that's how the 2x3 True Follow Me matrices work. Okay, every time you close a matrix, you get re-entered underneath your sponsor. That's going to fill one of their positions, and it's going to start your new matrix. That's going to be filled by people you sponsor brand new, or people that follow you. You can bring in 2 people who bring in 2 people who bring in 2 people, and now your matrix filled. They each bring in 2 people. Those first 2 people now follow you. They've completed their matrix. That's the True Follow Me 2x3 matrix. There's no splitting. It's just a matrix that gets filled. Everybody's filling their own matrix, and they just overlap.